Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. I'm Sheldon Barlett Rumor, and this is it. This is It Network is your global digital TV network connecting remarkable women to inspiring stories. Happy Thursday to all of you. This is segment number 220. Jeez. So crazy. 220 morning messages coming your way. Our morning messages are designed to encourage you and inspire you each and every day, Monday through Friday, as well as provide you with motivation so you can stay motivated throughout the week and in days to come. So thank you so much for joining me again, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock Eastern. I come and provide a morning message. I'm super, super excited to be able to share with you a little bit of enthusiasm for the madness that is going on out there. And today is a really, I guess, transcendent theme. There's been a lot of talk, good morning, Lisa, about failure and mistakes and all of these amazing things that are happening on a regular basis, all of these really intensified feelings about what we haven't done, what we were not able to do, what didn't make any sense for us doing. And I think that what the overarching theme is really about you forgiving the mistakes that you've made. Hopefully that's real talk for a lot of you that are carrying around a lot of stuff and repeating a lot of bad mistakes or not moving forward because you cannot. Hello, Alicia, how are you? You cannot get over some of the mistakes that you have made, the trials and tribulations, and in most cases, the trials and tribulations of your life, a lot of the time, it wasn't even your fault. And I'm not trying to displace blame or not have you be responsible for your part in the bad decisions that you have made, but I think it's important for us to own those bad decisions and just forgive ourselves for what we did not know and move forward in the essence of knowing. Move forward in the fact that we now know what we should be doing. We now know what we need to do. We now know what makes the most sense. We now know what we have to do moving forward, but you've got to say, I'm okay with things that were not okay before. I understand that I should have done better. I understand that it should have been better. I understand that I made a wrong decision and I'm better for it. And I forgive myself for the madness that I put us in, the madness that I put myself in, and the damage that I did. Acknowledging hardships, I think, is the hardest thing that a lot of people are struggling with. Just acknowledging the fact that things didn't go your way, acknowledging the fact that you made a bad decision, owning the fact that you made a bad decision. Hi, Candy. I have made a lot of bad decisions, I have to comfortably say. And though I regret some of the decisions that I've made, I have to forgive myself for those decisions because I have to be able to move forward. A lot of you are still shaming yourself as it relates to some things in which were in your control and some things that were outside of your control. And that is keeping you from moving forward. That is keeping you from wanting more or being more. It's keeping you from moving forward and growing what it is that you've got going on because you're holding on to the mistakes that you once made. You're not taking the lessons. You're not, using it to better yourself. You're holding on and holding yourself back because you have chosen not to forgive yourself for a mistake that you have made or trust that you provided into someone. That's a mistake too. We're holding on to the things that we did wrong. We're punishing ourselves for decisions we made in the 80s, in the 90s. And that's keeping us from moving forward. Not to say that we, can't recognize the decisions, not to say that we can't acknowledge what it is, but it can't paralyze us where we stand. We can't keep holding on to the fact that we are the same person who made that mistake decades later. 10 years later, we're still talking about what you did in the 2000s that didn't work, that wasn't productive, that didn't function, or there's somebody that you trusted, or something that you invested in, or something that you launched that did not work out. So therefore, you don't trust yourself because you haven't forgiven yourself for the mistakes that you've made. Now, this is not to say that we're going to run around acting like a fool, trying to make as many mistakes and be like, Sheldon said, forgive yourself. That's not necessarily it. There's precaution in the way in which we move forward. We don't want to make the same mistakes, but we have to acknowledge that we are not the same person that we were. We have evolved. Circumstances have changed. Things have changed. We want to be seen differently. We want something different. We have to forgive ourselves so we can move forward. If we are not in that space, if we are choosing not to forgive ourselves, again, we are cemented where we stand and we want more. And I'm not saying that those little moments, right? Because I have some development things that are going on and I have these flashbacks and some things that I did not do well. Most recently, I'm talking 2019, 2020, and I'm like, oh gosh, I don't want to go back there. And I find myself literally not moving forward because I don't want to repeat something that happened in 2019. But I'm not the same person as I was. Hello, Anthony. I'm not the same person as I was in 2019. I'm not the same person that I was in 2000. And we don't forgive ourselves for the mistakes that we've made. We don't forgive ourselves for the bad decisions that we made. We live in them. We sort of punish ourselves by not moving forward. And the only person that suffers from that is us. So if you need to hear this, if you need to be able to be in a space where you're like, you know what, Sheldon said that I can forgive myself for the mess that I made in 2002, I am the one. I will take responsibility for you forgiving yourself. I'm not encouraging you to make the same bad decision or trust the same awful person. But what I'm trying to do is release you from living in that same space because you haven't forgiven yourself, it is still 2002. Because you haven't forgiven yourself, for me, I'm still living in 2019 and I am not interested in that. I'm interested in living in today, living in the space that I've earned, living in the space that I want to thrive. I'm prepared to go get what it is that I want. And I am not interested in making excuses and I'm not interested in treading lightly. I'm interested in moving forward aggressively with my head held high because I can acknowledge the mistakes that I've made, but I can forgive myself so I can move forward. That's it. It's about looking things with a proper perspective. It's about understanding that you made mistakes. It's about being better for the mistakes, but pretending that they didn't happen or dwelling in that day doesn't afford you the freedom, right? To run towards your goals. It just doesn't. And I'm not saying that they won't spark up when those different opportunities come arise or that email comes in or something happens. I'm not saying that it won't spark up in that way and you won't begin to feel it. But that memory isn't to paralyze you. It's just to ensure that you don't make the same decision again. So you don't have to be 10 years later from today trying to forgive yourself. It's a memory so it sparks you to move positively towards whatever it is that you want. So you can avoid the poor decision that you made in the past. But we gotta forgive ourselves for who we were. We want people to move forward and see us as the new person that we are. We want people, this is who I am today. But you don't even look at yourself the way you are today. You aren't even acknowledging that you've evolved. You're still living in 2019, 2002, 1986. You're still living in that space. But you are expecting those that look upon you and those that participate in your events or those that you want to buy your product or service, you want them to look at you as the new you, but you don't look at you as the new you. You haven't forgiven yourself for whatever mistake that you made. You are still living as if you are in an entry-level position when you are a scholar and executive because of the mistakes you made when. And what I'm challenging you to do is to think about yourself the way you want others to think about you. Think about yourself the way you want others to look upon you. Think about yourself in that way. Because if you don't, if you are looking down and apologizing for things in which most people don't even remember or don't even need in their life, you will keep yourself from getting what it is that you want and hell, what it is that you deserve. So I want you to give some real thought to the things that you are carrying, right? And the things that you have refused to forgive yourself for. It's important. It's important because we're not moving forward in any kind of way because we're worried about a bill we didn't pay or something that didn't work out or a relationship that didn't work. It makes no sense. We have more. We want more. We want to build. We want to expand. We want to grow. But we can't do that if we're worried about the pitch that went wrong or the goal we didn't score. We can't move forward in that way. And I challenge you to think about it, because this is from somebody who dwells. I'm an overthinker, and I know there's a lot of overthinkers out there, right? And a lot of planners out there that are looking at themselves and being like, oh gosh, last time I did this wrong. Last time it didn't work out. Well, last time was 2010, my darling. Last time you didn't have all of this experience. Last time you didn't have all of these resources. Last time you didn't have these life lessons. Last time you were not who you are today. So if you want people to see you new, if they want to see you as skilled, you must own your skill set and your expertise. You must forgive yourself. You must. And in that vein, Lisa's saying it's time to move forward. I agree. And so many of us are trying, but we are carrying all of this baggage with us. So the road is harder. We're more exhausted. It's not with a free step. It's with 7 pounds of baggage and justifying the decision that you made in 2005 that no one else recalls except for you. People have moved on a lot for the better, but you're still holding on to that experience. Every time you go to step forward, you recollect the decision that you made and the left turn that you took. And I'm telling you that when you free yourself and forgive yourself, I didn't know any better. I wasn't wise then. Now I have more expertise and more skill set. Now I will do better. Doesn't excuse the mistakes that you made. Doesn't give you a pass. But in order for you to do better, in order for you to gain more, you have to acknowledge and truly forgive yourself for the mistakes that you have made, to ensure that you never do it again, to ensure that you're clear on the lessons that you have learned. It is so important. It is so important. You want the world to see you as the new you when you see yourself as the old you. That is not fair. Makes no sense. And it's exhausting. So we are going to work on forgiving ourselves today. We are going to work on turning the page, Anthony. We all deserve better for ourselves, for our businesses, for our families, for our communities. Because when we carry all that stuff, we share it with them. And they, unfortunately, have to carry it with us. So it's a new day. It's a new time. We're making different decisions and really turning the page, as Anthony likes to say. I'm Sheldon Barlett-Rumer, and this is it. For more information on all that we've got going on, don't forget to log on to thisisit.tv.com. Our morning message encourages all of you to use your voice, to tell your story, to no longer whisper your wishes, but to, in fact, scream your dream. If you'd like to watch all of our recent content, please log on to thisisit.tv and make sure you follow, fan, and like everywhere you find at This Is It TV. If there's someone in your life that needed to hear this, someone in your life that is dwelling on something and not moving forward, please share myself and This Is It Network with them. I'm looking forward to seeing them Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock Eastern, as I encourage all of you to scream your dream. Take care, guys.